Oh, and the links, I think you've got the Discord server. I was just mentioning it. Oh, you're good. I was letting you know.
No time for me to stuff my face. I had more than enough time. See it.
They heard me, by the way. I don't know if that was intentional, but they heard me. It's okay. Hello, everyone.
Chicken with cheese.
Sounds kind of good, not gonna lie. Wait, that sounds kind of good, actually.
Alright.
Hi guys,
Ooh,
my name is
watch the
Avery,
intro.
but I go by Soavecito, and I'm a horror content creator. Welcome to episode 40 of Whispers of Horror, and I have a beautiful guest, as in Pablo, who made the game, is making the game, the obsessive. Sorry, I'm blanking for a second.
Nah, you're good.
The
You're good.
Obsessive Shadow. I do apologize. This is why I love live podcasts, because you can make a mistake, and it's okay. I'm so excited to have Pablo to talk about the Obsessive Shadow. Pablo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm doing very, very, very good. I'm very excited to try this VR. I haven't done VR in a bit, so the fact that I get to do this, even though I had a lot of troubles earlier, I'm looking forward to it. And I have my beautiful co-host as well, as in Mr. Carefree Ree. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, man. It's been a while. I'm glad to be back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thank you so much for doing this last minute, Ree. I do appreciate you. While I am going to be playing the game in VR while we ask questions, it's hard for me to see the questions, so I have my friend over here to do that for me while we do this. I just want to, before we even get started, I want to show the trailer of Obsessive Shadow, and we can then go from there. All right, so we're gonna pop it up right here.
Liam, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm so scared, Mom.
Listen to me, sweetie. There's not much time to explain. I need you to stay on the phone with me and follow my instructions, okay?
I'm scared, Mom.
I know, sweetie. I know it's scary, but you can do this. Just listen for the knocks and shine the light. That's all you need to do. I have to go hide now, but I'll call you back in an hour. You're going to be okay. I promise.
Mom, what's going on? Is something bad happening?
I need you to trust me. Stay strong. I'm working on getting back to you, I swear.
I like the trailer. The trailer's what got me very interested in this game, for sure.
Thank you. Thank
For
you.
sure.
Also, the jump scare at the end looks goofy, though. It's an old one.
No, I think it's cool. So before we even go into the game and start the VR demo, I just want to ask a couple questions about you, and just we can go from there. So tell me,
Sure.
how long have you worked on video games? Like, when did you start getting into video game development?
This is a very fun story. So I was around 10, 9 years old, something along those lines. And my uncle sent me to a summer camp for, it's called ID Tech. It's like a programming camp for like kids to learn code, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I started with Scratch. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's like Flash games and cartoons and stuff using like block code. I started learning how to use that, and I was obsessed with it. I mean, I was a big Minecraft kid, so that's what got me into making games. But I thought it was cool, and I started learning. I want to make these, you know. But I went there, and I just kind of obsessively, no pun intended, I just got really like hyper fixated on like trying to build bigger and cooler projects. So they were all, of course, just Flash games and cartoons and Scratch. But then I moved to Click Team Fusion. So from there, obviously, I moved to Unity, and now I'm here. So to answer your question, though, I guess I'd say since like maybe I was 9 or 10, something like that.
Okay, okay. What is the Obsessive Shadow like the first game you've ever worked on, or like what is the first game you ever worked on?
So my first game, I mean, technically it was like a little demo in Scratch, but my first real game was Ugly Dot. It was a mobile platformer game that I put out in 6th grade
Mm-hmm.
for a science fair project. It was my first Click Team game. I started working at Click Team for it. It was a little like platformer game with a little green dot with legs and arms, jumps around. It was very simple. Terrible, but it was my first game, so that's my pass.
um, is so from the process of you making your first game into like integrating to making a VR game, so that span, like what are some of the things that you've learned throughout your journey of making game development that's helped you develop this game?
So I'm gonna say one is so learning Unity at first was really difficult because
Mm-hmm.
code is just such a hard thing to navigate. I started with Bracky's Unity tutorials. He's doing Godot now, I think, but his YouTube tutorials, and then also, so that was good for learning the foundations, like the base of Unity, and then also like using like Asset Store, like learning how to like use the engine just by playing with pre-made assets and stuff in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to shout out Valum or Valum, however you pronounce his name. He's a VR YouTuber with like some of the best YouTube tutorials out there. He kind of made me understand how to get like the head tracking in VR, how to use like Oculus and Steam VR and stuff. And then obviously I started picking it up. So those are two very good channels that I've learned a lot from. Just Brackies and Valum. They're incredible, and they're very very bright guys who really know what they're doing.
Awesome, awesome. When it comes to like working on your game and your personal life, how do you balance, like, find a good balance between that and then some the things that you do outside of working on a game?
It's a very funny answer, and the funny answer is I don't. I go to work. I have a day job. I work that. I work at Best Buy.
Okay.
That's not like a secret. There's so many of them. I don't care. I can say that. I work at a Best Buy. I do stuff with friends outside of work, but majority of my free time that I have that isn't with friends is just game dev. Like I honestly like, other than like playing it, like replaying an old game like FNAF or like Minecraft or Rocket League or something on my off time, like when I'm very tired. I'm basically only working on the game outside of work. Like
No,
I
if it's
am
your passion, then I
addicted
understand
to
that.
working on this thing. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I'll pretty much only play a game or go out with friends whenever I'm too tired to keep working on the game. So I'll basically just be like, okay, I can't work on this anymore because if I do, I'm not going to do it to the best of my ability. So I'm going to, I don't know, gonna go to McDonald's at 3 a.m. with my friends, something like that.
I respect it.
Hey,
Yeah,
What
something
made
like that.
what made you want to make a VR game? Is it more difficult to do VR versus just a non VR game?
So for me, I would say, I mean, for me, honestly, like I've just always been very hyper fixated and obsessed with VR as a concept. I
Okay.
mean, this kind of stemmed from watching Dan TDM do his first Minecraft Let's Play and from the old Oculus Rift. DK one, like the old like blocky Oculus Rift headset. And while I was watching it, I was like, wait a minute, that's a real thing. I thought virtual reality was some like sci-fi thing. I don't know you could actually do it, but it wasn't like mainstream. It was like a very niche, like kind of like weird thing no one really knew about.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I got a Vive because my friend down the street got one from high school, and then PSVR and all that stuff. And then eventually, I got my first Quest, and that's kind of when I just started getting full nosedive into VR. I mean, I started learning how to develop games very basically, very simply. using the Vive and the Rift and stuff back when I would like just learn. I mean, all that was when I just started using Valve controllers, like just learn how to make the head, like so I could look around in VR. That wasn't like anything. Like, I didn't know how to do anything gameplay wise. Literally, all I knew how to do at the time was just put a camera in that worked with the VR, so I could look around like my scene with like cubes or whatever. But once I got my Quest, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna. So that's when Valve started making videos. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get fully into this. I'm gonna start learning how to make Quest games because I was obsessed with the Oculus Quest, like the first one at the time. But as far as the other thing you asked goes, though, regarding how hard it is, I mean, it's really just in the end another way for people to play because with VR, without getting too technical, because I don't want to like confuse anybody who's watching who doesn't really understand game dev or anything like that, but or Unity or whatever. But for me, the main thing is like think of it like you're making a regular first person game. The only difference is your hands and head are tracked instead of like having to have animations for all of your hand movements in your head. Like, because in the end, in first person or even third person games, your view is just a camera.
Gotcha.
It's just a camera with arms to start to break the immersion to anyone thinking they played as a full body human. I mean, most games anyway.
Yeah.
Like in Unreal, the template's literally just some arms attached to like an invisible body with a camera. So
Yeah. No,
that I mean, in VR, you're really just a camera with a floating camera, floating hand. So it's really just another VR. It's really just another first person game with just some extra spice to it, at least from the way I interpret it.
No, I think that's a good way to think about it because, like, I've talked to other devs who explain their games, but just to have that different perspective on somebody who works on VR games is just like opens my eyes up. That it's a whole different dimension or different concept as well. So,
in a literal sense, yeah.
For sure. Vaughn, do you have any questions before we? It doesn't even have to be the ones I have written down, but like, do you have anything that came to mind?
I kind of want to see the gameplay, man. That was a good demo. Nah, I'm so serious. That was a great demo. You know what I'm saying? I was vibing to the music. I was like, hey.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of that track, man. That was so fun to produce.
Honestly, I've had it in the background for, I don't know, 20 minutes now, and I just keep hearing it, and it's good.
What, the music of the game or like the trailer music?
Like just like the opening, like the
the menu music, yeah.
Menu music. So
I feel like it's fun because not only is it like I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I love listening to it as well. Like sometimes I'll drive to it sometimes.
It's subtle, but it's eerie.
It's not only like eerie, but it's kind of like it's got a beat to it, and that's what I think is fun.
100%.
I think a lot of horror games there isn't like a good beat. I mean, a lot of horror games just like it's more ambient, which I like, but I want it to also have kind of a beat to it because I think it makes it more fun.
Throw some 808s in my horror game, all right?
I put "Call Me by Your Name" by Lil Nas X over it, and it syncs perfectly. By the way, I'll show you that on stream later if you want.
Fire. Yeah.
Once he's done playing the demo, I'll pull it up. I have it in NFL.
All right, so I'm gonna jump into VR, and then we have some questions written down, but we're kind of also gonna free flow it because the reason why I do these live podcasts is. Yeah, we look at the questions. We prepare and everything like that. But most of the time, we just say fuck it and just throw those questions out, and just go with the questions that come up to mind. Because like that, and also why I like playing the game too is just because the questions I've written down might not even be the ones I want to ask in that moment. Because when I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, why did you put that in there? So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna.
Before you start, can you screen share so I can watch you play in real time?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Sure.
For the trailer, I was kind of just sitting in silence. I was like, when is it over? So, I'll just let you know. Cool. All right.
Fix some
there we go.
Quick.
Oh, yeah.
I got to fix some things. This over. All right. Where are you? Okay, there you are. You guys can see it, right?
It's a little quiet. Yeah, it's a little quiet, but that's okay.
Yeah, so the only reason why I had the volume just lower, I don't want the game to drown you out or Vaughn out. So I can turn it up a little bit, but
I would do that just because the game is audio. It has audio mechanics in it. So
okay. Can you guys hear it? Is that better? Okay. I just want to make sure that the game, because when I was playing it before, having the menu music, it was definitely drowning you out.
Yeah, I need to turn the menu music down. I will admit.
All right, let me just get this up, and then while I'm doing this, I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out the description of the video of the live stream. All the links to the Obsessive Shadow will be there also in X, the website, and the Steam link. Go wish list this game. We might ask the question. Actually, I'm gonna bang it out right now. Is there expectation, like a time period of when you want the game to be released? Are you trying to? Is there a window? Or...
So, I'm gonna say this is not. Let me just preface by saying this is not a confirmation. This is not like me teasing anything. It's more like my hope is to get it out this month or next month, but I can't say that for sure. It would be nice. We'll have to see. I just have a lot of bugs to fix right now, and I'm busy. But like, I mean, if I can, I would love to put it out next month, ideally at the soonest.
Okay.
We'll see.
I mean,
we're gonna do I have a cool release date trailer planned, so.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Are we ready, guys? We're gonna do this.
I'm ready.
We are live. I have not played this trailer. I mean, this game. I just left it because, like, if I did, I felt like I would ruin the experience, and I really do want to generally get scared. So, all right, this is the Obsessive Shadow. This is gonna be my first attempt at this demo, and I'm happy to have Pablo and my friend Carefree Reed on here to.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yes.
Normal.
Nah. You gonna play it on normal?
Oh, I gotta.
It's okay.
This guy.
He'll be back. It's okay. He'll be back for round 2. Don't worry.
Why are you gonna be like that, Vaughn? What if I wanted to put? Okay, nah, you're right. For round 2.
We'll bully him. It's okay.
I could just say from the start, I like the graphics. The graphics look really crisp.
That's good to know because I get very perfectionist mode with the graphics on Quest because the rendering. But I'm glad it looks good to you on Quest 2 as well. Is the frame rate good?
Yeah, no.
I've had a good experience. So I want to make sure for Quest 2 it is as well.
This does not match my complexion, but I'll take it.
You're good.
I just want to know, is that your dog?
Yeah, it's my childhood dog. It's a memorial for passed
cool.
years ago.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, it's all good.
Emergency broadcast alert. Authorities have issued a warning for the city of Los Angeles. Police will be checking in with residents in affected areas. And Vaughn, feel free at any just feel the flow. Ask any questions that we have or any questions that come up with when I'm playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want you to get this part. Yeah, read it. There we go. All right. So let me ask you, what inspired you to create the Obsessive Shadow? Like, was there any real life horror stories or just influences that shaped this concept?
Okay, so I love Fears to Fathom. If you've heard of that game, or if you haven't heard of that game, it's like a Home Alone kind of horror game with VHS stuff, kind of like this. I really love that game, so I was like, I want to do something kind of like so. I should rewind a little bit. So Stranger Things VR was a little demo that I made, like a fan game concept that Netflix took down and cease and desisted me for. So I was like, you know what? I got to get creative. I got to get original, and I don't want my efforts to go to waste. So I made something kind of cool with it. I'm like a little concept, and I posted it to TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff, and people are like actually commenting on it, which I didn't really got attention on anything. So I was like, oh, cool, a couple hundred views, awesome. Because the Stranger Things VR obviously did really well, like because it's Stranger Things, and people were excited for that. But I thought the Mandela catalog was a cool thing, so I was like, I could do something cool with this in VR. So I did. And then from there, the rest is history. I mean, I guess I could also add on the environments are definitely kind of Phasmophobia inspired. I'm sure you can see the similarities there.
For sure. So
it's part of an asset kit similar to what Phaz uses for the map.
So question, is things interactable, am I supposed to grab? It said
so I would do some looking around upstairs. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
Okay, cool enough. That's all I need to know, because I would have walked downstairs for the last 30 minutes. I know me. So I would have
Nah, you're good, I will say that I need to make the text tools a little bit bright or a little bit more apparent, because they have like the text tips on screen that say like do this or do that are only there for a few seconds, so I need to make them more apparent.
I just was about to bring that up. It was like maybe
I need to make it appear for longer, maybe like a button to close it or something.
Yeah, that would be definitely helpful. I would say like I like the ambiance of the game just because like I'm not gonna lie, I got goosebumps. I don't like to be in the dark. I'm not scared of the dark, but it definitely like the lighting. Like I like that the fact that my hands are very visible. But then when I look past like just my hands, the the shading between it, like okay, like yes, it's like when I'm close, I can see what's around me, but when I'm
Right.
far away, I can't notice that. Like, so can you explain like how coding and just making that what like was into
So
the development and how it can install fear into people by like you can see only what's like visible in front of your face.
okay, so that wasn't necessarily programmed. That was more just me playing with lighting and stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in Unity in the 3D engine, there's like so in Unity, like as a 3D engine, there's like lighting and different types of light sources you can use that you can just put in your scene.
Can you?
I'll let you listen to this part.
Okay.
Where did she
Oh,
go?
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure you heard that.
okay. My mom's
So
right here. Okay.
I just made everything as dark as possible. So right now the game is technically pitch black. The only reason you can see is because I actually have a little headlight, like a little like spotlight attached to the player's head.
Uh-huh.
That's very
Okay.
very dim, so you can only see like a little bit in front of you. So
Okay.
that way you kind of you still kind of like can see you can barely see into the dark, but it's still being kind of ominous.
Can I say how is the power out and the phone is ringing? Like that's what's bugging me. Hello?
I can't say anything right now.
The TV's
Alright,
supposed to
everybody,
be
shh, I
powers
wanna
out.
listen.
Where are you?
Listen to me, sweetie.
Uh-huh.
There's not much time to explain. I need you to stay on the phone with me. Oh,
I'm on the phone.
okay?
Mom?
Mom?
What's going on?
Mommy?
Is something bad happening?
Mama?
Later. Right now, I need you to go to the garage and grab the old flashlight on the table. Can you do that for me?
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm scared.
I am
Mom.
scared.
It's okay, honey. I'm going to get you through this. I promise. Just hang in there, okay?
I'm so glad you were able to get this working in VR.
Yeah, no, honestly, this is definitely the experience. Oh, I gotta stay on the phone. Also, like,
She's waiting for you.
where's the cord? How am I taking?
Look,
This is
okay,
the
hang
real-
on, listen.
No,
I tried to do a chord. It was such a pain. I was like, you know what?
Like, is this
People
a
use their
wireless phone?
imagination.
Like, what? Like, we like. Listen, this is like
Hey.
pre.
So the game, listen,
fuck with
I
it.
tried to do, I tried to do a wired phone. The way with physics and everything, I tried to do like a coiled like cord, but with the Quest, it'd be too demanding with the physics, but also it was just really annoying to figure out. So I was like, you know what?
Flashlight, and now what?
They can suspend their belief. They can just use their imagination.
Hey, I understand that.
It's the
Listen.
80s, but I'll just let them use their imagination.
More weapons for the shadow.
Exactly.
Shine the flashlight at the window. Do you understand?
Okay.
What?
Huh?
Mom, I'm scared.
I know, sweetie. I know it's scary, but you can do this. Just listen for the knocks and shine the light.
So we don't want to listen.
Okay. And
So I'll stop talking.
But I'll call you back in an hour. You're going to be okay. I promise.
Mom,
Why an hour?
Don't
What the
go. I'm really scared.
what kind of mother?
Not
is
an
this?
actual hour.
Yeah, but how is a mom gonna tell you, yo, I know you're scared. There's no power in the house and you're alone, but I'll be back in an hour to check on you. Fucked up. It's messed up, man. All right. So I got. And if I
It'll
hear
make more sense later.
Yeah. So if I hear knocking, shine the flashlight. Is there a battery to the bat? Oh, what the? What? Okay, so can we talk about the obsessive shadow? Wait, where I gotta go?
You gotta shine the light at them, man. You gotta get close to them.
Oh, what the?
Oh,
Yeah, okay, all right. Oh, listen, okay, I don't no.
Okay,
no.
okay.
All
Okay.
right.
You gotta
can we
find
talk?
them again. It's a game of cat and mouse.
Nah, son.
I'm trying not to backseat. Sorry.
Nah, please do. Like, I don't want. I should feel safe that I had multiple people with me on the call. What the fuck? I don't like that. I don't like the fact that his eyes is the only thing I see. Take the flashlight. Take it. Oh my god, bro. This is not it. This is not it, bro.
Oh yeah, no. See,
It's not
this
it.
this is
All right,
this is
can we talk
100% a Suave game.
Nah,
I am
yeah, this-
terrified of the dark, and I think
Yeah.
that is a great idea to use. Playing
Especially
on
when
that
you're-
fear is always great.
I had to do that as well because I mean, the playing as Liam, the 9-year-old boy, it's like you're a lot more vulnerable, you know. So it's like I mean, when you're, I mean, let's say a kid being like, like you know, like when you go down to the basement as a kid, you're terrified to go down there,
Who's
or
going
like you
to
turn the lights
basement?
off and run up real fast.
Yup, you got
What
to
kind
It's
sprint
just
out.
kind of,
go
yeah,
to
it's
the
kind of building on
basement?
that
I was a
concept.
track star back in the day, man. Tell you.
Nah, that's so real.
Listen, also, if it's fight or flight, I'm throwing hands. We meeting. I'm meeting him. I'm opening that window. We throwing hands. Facts.
This guy.
I'm being
He
dead.
always wants. He's the hands.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. You see those eyes? All right. So back to some of the questions. Like hide, go to the left closet downstairs and hide. Why the fuck? Left. Okay. All right.
Hey, so as far as like the stalker, right? Being, I've got a glimpse of him, and he's pretty terrifying. What kind of ideas made you get to that? Make it feel so unsettling.
I'll explain. Wait, watch this cutscene. I'll explain.
Hello?
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't think. Listen,
Carl from,
I didn't think the shadow was gonna. Oh, my bad. I did get scared, so that's a plus to your game.
Yes.
Alright. Hello?
Hold on. Before we start, continue. Let's just hear what he said. I hear knocking.
I know it's late. I didn't want to freak anyone out or anything, but I swear I saw someone. Maybe it was something, but saw something by your window earlier. Just thought I should say something because I haven't heard anyone since then. I don't know. Maybe you're asleep and I'm drunk. I will. I should just check in tomorrow. Oh, I'm so stupid.
After the credits, keep watching. By the way.
All right, bet. Oh, okay. As we look into the credits, I'm going to say for hands down, like this game is going to be something that I definitely want to play with no, like it's kind of hard to play VR with no lighting, but I would love to play this in dimmer lighting and just really feel the immersion and everything like that.
Dude, and also I got a B-haptics integration set up, so if you wear I don't know if you have one, but a B-haptics vest, you can actually feel the game physically in your chest and your back and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be one of my investments this year because I do really want to get more. Oh.
You're gonna like this.
Good evening, Los Angeles. A terrifying and mysterious story is unfolding tonight, involving local resident Nicole Robertson, who was found frantically barricading herself inside her home, armed with nothing but a flashlight. Witnesses say she appeared to be desperately trying to evade something or someone that remains unidentified. Nicole has since been hospitalized and is not open for comment at this time. Her neighbor Carl, however, has plenty to say.
I got creeped out, so I ran home and I called the cops. I can't stop thinking about it. Whatever I saw, it wasn't human. It wasn't. I mean, whatever I saw was real. And it was real big, too. And scary. But it wasn't human.
With residents terrified, we are still left with several questions.
I don't like that I'm in the dark and I only see this TV. I feel like something's coming at me.
So that's the demo.
I like
Okay,
it.
cool.
Right.
I thought something was gonna jump on.
I will say, I
back,
recommend.
like,
I will say it. The menu's a bit broken. If you want to restart it and play again, I want to show you something that you missed in there.
Okay, wait. So I have to leave the game. Like it won't let me.
Yeah, I would just like close the game, press the Oculus button, close it, and reopen it. It's a glitch I'm trying to fix that I noticed like yesterday,
No worries.
where you can't like continue once you finish it, but you reopen it, it should be fine.
Alright,
Also, that I sent an image in chat, but that's the guy who from the FNAF movie who played Carl in the game.
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. So I
He got eaten by the cupcake in the movie. But yeah, I would just play the game on any difficulty. You should do it on hard.
Oh, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is, just go through it again. Then when you get to the window portion, you get a special. There's an Easter egg if you just refuse to shine them at the windows. Something I worked on that I'm really proud of. It's a new sequence I worked on.
Alright, perfect. So
just don't shine the light at them. Just wait until like you'll know what happens. Yeah, you can skip that if you want.
yeah, I was gonna ask like, so how did you come up with the cartoon, like when it comes to the TV? Like obviously I'm a kid watching TV, but like, Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so my friend has a little animated series he's working on called Kyo the Kind Star. It's like his own little children's animated series.
Okay.
And I thought it'd be fun to give him a little cameo in the game, so I had him animate a commercial based on his original animated series. So I thought that was a fun little cameo for the game. So that's all it is too. I can say that he's very creative, and I had fun. He made that for the game though, which is cool. So that's pretty fun.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I feel like this is gonna be a fun game to speedrun when it's done.
Oh, yes, for sure. Mom? Mama?
Where's my mommy?
Yo.
It's like that. It's like that Family Guy clip. Mom, Mama, Mommy, Mom,
Yeah, for sure.
Mother. What?
I give this kid some credit because it wouldn't have been me.
I would have been left. What you mean hiding? I would have been at the neighbor's house, Brody.
Liam, are you okay?
Yeah, the
But like, call 911, bro.
I grab a knife from the kitchen and just run in the window and
I need you to stay
Nah.
dare him to come inside. Like, no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'd be a coward and just hide.
What's going on?
Knowing that you try to stab the shadow, and joke's on you. That's your mother. Can you imagine?
I need you.
No, that's so dark.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. We talk about horror games.
Okay, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
scared, Mom.
That's crazy.
I'm scared, Mama. Mama, no. Imagine a
Mother,
mom.
I am in great danger.
Yo, see, that's another thing. Imagine a mom was the actual, like, wasn't the? See, there's so many dark things I can go. I'm not gonna go in it. Not gonna do it. We're just gonna let it rock.
Are you still
Yeah.
there?
So you can walk around. Just don't shine the light at him in the window. I worked on a really cool sequence for if you don't that I really think you'll like.
All right, so he's.
Eerie is going to knock on the windows. It's afraid of light. So when you hear knocking, shine the flashlight at the window. Do you understand?
What? Mom, I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I know it's scary, but you can do this.
Shit.
Just listen for the knocks.
How is a flashlight gonna protect me?
That's all you need to do. I have to go hide now. But I'll call you back in an hour.
No comment.
It's going to be okay. I promise.
Mom, please don't go. I'm
Biggest
really scared.
horror. No cord to this phone. There's no power. Yo, just make eye contact.
You just stare at him. Just don't shine the light at him. I would recommend walking around and exploring a little bit, though.
I just.
It'll make sense. It'll make sense when it happens. It'll make sense when you see it.
Yo, what?
I can't see.
My.
Did your headset die?
No, it died.
Did your headset run out of battery?
Yeah, and it's charging. I don't
Oh,
understand how that
no.
happened. I'm so sorry.
That's hilarious.
It's
I'm like,
okay. It's okay. You can just play it
Yeah,
on
my
Steam
headset
if you want
died.
to. If you
I
want to
don't-
keep playing,
and it was
up to
at
you
home.
though.
I don't understand how it died.
It's-
I gotta
it's
get rid of
a
those batteries.
non-VR,
I do
remember?
apologize about that.
Up to you, of course. I just
Hold on,
figured I'd
give me
suggest it.
1 second. So you might
Or
have
you
to
just
just
continue,
explain
whatever you
it,
wanna do,
but
it's your
1
show.
second, while I put my headphones back in. This is why we do this live. You gotta love the experiences of this stuff. So,
I know he's
Oh, yeah.
mad right now.
yeah, no.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you again.
I don't understand like how it died so quickly because I literally had it plugged in and it was at like 75%. I do apologize for that. It is charging as we speak. But could you tell us of the little jump scare? What I'm gonna do too is when the game is fully released, I would love to have you back on Whispers of Horror, where we could do like the full release, and then we can just I can do it or you can do it, and then we can ask questions, and then my headset won't die on me.
Okay, full disclosure, I was just gonna get you jump scared.
Oh, okay, damn.
Full disclosure, I just wanted to see you react to it. But it's okay.
I will say that I did get some good jump scares when he walked past the closet. I thought that was a very interesting just version of it. Like I didn't expect that. I just expected somebody like I'm hiding in the closet, but I thought that was cool.
No, I got you.
And like I said, like it definitely the game definitely has some eerie moments to it. What I'm gonna do while we're continuing this conversation, I'm going to throw some of the clips you sent me as well as just have the trailer play in the background. Vaughn, do you want to ask
Sure.
some more of those questions we have, my friend, while I do this in the back?
Yeah,
I will
got
say
you.
you're crackling a little bit, like your mic is
Yeah, I was gonna
crackling.
say,
Okay, give me 1 second.
No
yeah.
problem.
I'll do this while you do it. You go worry about you, man. Go worry about you.
Is this
Hey,
better?
so
Check.
like, what films or books? I know you mentioned the games. What films or books actually like help inspire the mechanics for the Obsessive Shadow?
So I gotta think. So I mean, it was honestly mostly games, but if I
Mostly
had to
games.
pick, I guess I would say it's sort of it.
I can see that.
Mostly, I mean, mostly just because like he's like very notorious for appearing in dark spaces. But
Mm.
as far as mechanics go, a lot of it was just kind of like ideas I had. Like for one, um, I I won't talk too much about it because there's more mechanics in the
Full
full
game.
game.
Yeah.
But I will say, I mean, FNAF inspired obviously the kind of sit and survive where you're just kind of moving between spots and just kind of keeping an eye on things constantly, like
Yeah.
keeping your head on a swivel. And then the same goes for that with the what was it? There was one of Slender Man inspired like the flashlight thing for me
Mm.
because I thought it was cool to have like a flashlight, and also FNAF Help Wanted with like no weapons. I feel like it's cool when you don't have any weapons. It's just like you're more defenseless. I
Yeah.
don't. I wouldn't say any movies really, other than I guess
Mm.
sort of it's
Liam?
like the 2017
Liam, are you-
one, but
Yeah.
Stranger Things too. I guess actually that's a TV show, but I would say
Okay.
Stranger Things as well was
Okay.
played a pretty big role in inspiration for me. That and Mandela Catalog, if that counts. It's a web series though.
Hey, I'll take it. So I'm gonna free range this question really quick.
Yeah, go
But
for it.
was this game created off of any of your own fears? You know, like I said,
Mhm.
it's playing off the fear of being scared of the dark is always a good one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm an adult at this point. And, you know,
Are you sure about
I
that?
still got that. I got that. You see that brightness? That's
Yeah.
because I'm scared of the dark.
So okay, so yes and no. So the darkness fear wasn't one that I thought of too much. The one for me was so I've had nightmares in my past of like people like randomly knocking on my window while I'm trying to sleep. And I thought of that like, oh my god, that would be so scary in VR. Like, I mean, I don't know if you've ever had this dream, but it's like apparently a decently common one where I'd just be sleeping and then I hear like at my window and I look over and it's just like a dark silhouette. Like I've had that dream before and I've been like multiple times throughout my childhood and teenage years, and I was like, no, not no. I would literally stay up all night, like not going back. so, so that's kind of where that came from. But I mean, it's really just a blend of things. But I guess that would be the main fear for me is just being watched at night when it's like late, or just in general, but just when it's dead at night and there's like nobody around and you're being watched. And another big thing, actually, so that closet cutscene where you're hiding in the closet was inspired a lot by a big fear that I have even now. Of so what? First off, have you seen what's it called? Black Phone, that Blumhouse movie.
Yes.
It's with the kid who talks to the ghost on the phone. So one thing for me is how do you remember the scene where like he runs to the neighbor's house, but like the kidnapper guy grabs him just before he can reach the neighbor's doorbell?
Yes.
Dude, so that kind of stuff freaks me out. So like being like just within reach of like safety and safety and like help, but then the danger like grabs you or like keeps you silent while like danger is the neighbors in that scene flicker the lights on like, hey, what's going on? But he has like a knife and he's like, if you say a word, I will cut you right here. It's like that idea of like being like having like the killer like have a hand over your mouth when you're like in broad daylight or like in just in view of like where someone could save you. That scares me so much. So I thought maybe if Liam, like the player, is like hiding in the closet and like there's a neighbor knocking on the door like, hey, hello, is everything okay? But you can't say anything because the shadow just walked past your closet and you gotta like stay quiet so he doesn't hear you. Like that's such a creepy scenario to me. So that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah, no, I really do like that concept because it just shows like it's like the fear of helplessness. Like you literally can't
especially
do
like in
anything.
plain sight.
Yeah,
It's the fear of being hidden in plain sight. Ultimately, that really makes my skin crawl. That's why I can't like watch Dateline or anything. Is I hear so many like terrible things that happen to people, and I'm like, I can't handle that.
No, for sure. So this is a question that I just thought of. Well, I like to ask a lot of my guests.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to the word horror, like what is your perception, or like what is your own description of it to you? What is horror to you? And it doesn't have to be generally games. It's just like the word. Like, what is your
the genre?
Like your definition of the word horror.
So to me, I guess I never really thought about that. The way from me, I guess. Excuse me.
No, you're good. Damn, that question.
I worked today, so.
Nah, I get it. Listen.
Yeah. So let me think. So. Yeah. So I will say, it's really. I didn't mean to turn my light on. I hit a button by accident.
No, you're good.
I will say it's kind of like it's a medium. It's an art form, because I mean, like any creative medium, I mean it's just like, I mean it's obviously a genre, but like one thing is like, I mean horror on its own is like just its own like creative medium. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean you can do, I mean it's like a canvas. Like there's so many cool horrifying concepts you can create that kind of fall under that blanket. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I view it.
No, I do. No, it totally makes sense. I guess.
So to sum it up, horror is an art form to me.
Yeah, no, and using that, kind of picking back off that question, is just like your own description of or perception of horror. Like, how do you implement that into making this VR horror game?
If I understand correctly to what you're saying, I guess my answer would be just playing a lot with lighting and atmosphere really are what, because I mean in the end there's so many games like in horror we call walking simulators, as like, I mean you know the term, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%.
But because I mean a walking simulator doesn't always necessarily have to be bad. It's all about how you do your environment, your atmosphere, and I'm no expert, this is just my own personal like experience. Like it's all about, because I mean with horror it's all about the emotion of it and like conveying that. So as long as you're able to convey like the fear, I think that's also, because I mean let's be honest, if the Obsessive Shadow was in a house that was lit up, it was daytime, and the phone call was just asking how your day's been instead of like all the scary stuff, it's like, that's not scary. I'm just a kid walking around my house with my mom calling me in the middle of the day asking you how my day's going. Like that's not scary.
Yeah.
But once you turn the lights out and it's like 3 a.m. and there's like particles and like creepy sound and like darkness, then you have horror. Because I mean it would be the same gameplay regardless of you just walking around and shining, like doing something, but with horror, with with a bit of atmosphere, it really goes a long way.
Oh yeah.
How long?
Playing on the Shadow Man is well, for my take, right? I always like the concept of something like this, right? Because it plays on the whole Shadow Man thing, which is, you know, from a legend standpoint, it is a lot you can do with that. You know what I mean? You got the sleep paralysis part, you have the demon part of it.
Yeah, ghosts too.
You have the straight, you know, the Shadow Man.
I think you're missing the biggest one too, home invasion. It's a home invasion.
Yeah,
too.
that's another big one.
Like nobody, I get scared I triple check my locks in my house every night before I go to bed. But think about it, like this person or this shadow's outside of your house, and then the next minute they're in your house and you don't know where their location is. Like that's why movies like Scream was so popular, because the fear of not knowing what is around you, or like where this being or person is, and you can't do anything about it unless you find them or they find you. And it is a big cat and mouse concept, which is why I really am excited for this game, because I feel like it plays on a lot of people's fears, which there's not a lot of home invasion games. There's not a lot of cat and mouse games. So like in VR. So this is definitely unique, and I look forward to seeing what you add more to, like what the final product is.
I'm very excited because the content's basically done. It's all just bug fixes from this and just pulling my hair out.
No,
but what I'll say is so I was playing Fears to Fathom, I was playing like that sort of thing, and I was like, what if Fears to Fathom had not only a VR mode but like had like a Five Nights at Freddy's style like gameplay loop where it's like because I mean Obsessive Shadow kind of does where it's like you gotta check this, you gotta check that, you gotta like use your flashlight, look, do this, do that, do different things constantly on a loop.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that concept mixed with the home invasion is just such a cool like scary concept to me because I mean the reason I like Five Nights so much is because I love like the multitasking and like learning how the loop works and then just upping the difficulty each time to like make it harder. So that's why I really enjoy Five Nights. So I was kind of happy to bring some of that element to this game.
Will there be any lore in the game or like collectibles or anything that some people can find, like notes or stuff around the house through it, or no?
I can't say too much, but we have a story in mind. I will say I can't give any details, but we do have some meat to it. It's not just ooh scary guy in window. Like Liam the boy you play as and Nicole the mom talking to you. They're there for a reason. And they have their own kind of story that you'll kind of learn as you go about the game.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Or as you play it and you investigate, you'll kind of learn things, and we have more stuff planned as well to kind of expand on it.
Yeah, well, if you ever
As you guys,
good, man. Go.
sorry about that. As you guys progress it, right? My biggest question is, will you try to instill some difference between the normal mode versus the hard mode as far as just like how the story progresses? I don't know if that's already included in there. I know, sometimes it's just the monster moves a little faster. It's a little bit more difficult to track them. But would there be anything farther to that, as you guys keep progressing with the game?
So without going into too much detail, the way my gameplay loop is kind of set up. So in Five Nights, I'm only using it as a comparison because it's a very easy comparison.
Yeah, for sure.
But in FNAF, there's 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. You got to survive each hour. In the full version of the Obsessive Shadow, I will say this: the game does have an hour-based system, like a clock system, where you're like surviving from this time to this time. But each hour is like its own level, quote unquote, where each hour is a different set of rules with a different way you need to do things to survive. So that's kind of where the phone call comes into play, but also that's where things get interesting because there's many checkpoints, but like for example, one of the hours is what you play in the demo, but there's more stuff. Like there's more danger and like new types of danger to put it that way, as the hours progress.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, is the shadow the only thing that I need to worry about in this game? And it sounds like that there's more things that are gonna come to mind. Mama with a knife coming out of nowhere. Like, you never know. Mama might be a demon, man. Listen, and all our people, I wouldn't be surprised.
We'll have to see.
For sure. I wanted to ask, like, do you have an idea, like, what is the length of the game? Like, do you have an idea, like, that it should be like an hour, or like after you from beginning to end, like, what is the length that you think the game will be for one playthrough?
So it really depends on just how many times you die. Okay. If you were to beat it first try in one go, I'd probably say about 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
But if you like really struggle, I mean, it depends on what difficulty you're playing. Easy to normal will probably take about 15-20 minutes to half an hour, or 45 minutes, something in that range. Nightmare Plus will probably be around like half an hour to an hour, maybe, depending on how good you are.
Okay.
Those are difficulties that are going to be in the full game, that aren't in the demo. But I've talked about it a little bit. But there's going to be a Nightmare Plus difficulty.
Okay.
I won't say what's in it, but they're just harder difficulties. So I'd say around the average, be like 15 minutes to like 30, unless you like are struggling a lot, but like 45 to an hour. So we'll just say 45 to an hour.
Okay.
Because the only reason I can beat it every time is like I know what makes it tick and I've made it, but not everyone's gonna be able to do that. So I'll probably say 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
TLDR, it's not very long.
Is there anything we can learn more about the shadow, or without you giving away too much, or like, because it is an interesting character. I mean,
I want to give you something, but I don't want to say too much. But I do want to give you something.
I want to know. First of all, can I just?
I'm trying to think. I have one thing, but it's more of a technical thing about the character's appearance.
Okay.
But you'll see what I mean. So you probably noticed he was a little shiny, right? Like he wasn't super shadowy. He was all dark, but he wasn't like he was a little shiny. You noticed that, I assume, right? like a little reflective in the window and stuff. So
Yeah.
so originally he was completely pitch dark, like a shadow, like full on, but like no light reflecting on him or anything. The reason I changed that though is because aside from the eyes, it's too hard to make him out there in the window. Like
I can see that.
you can see like the street lights outside, and you can see like the scenery from like the neighborhood, and that's all fun and good. But sometimes it's hard to just to tell that apart from the shadow guy itself. So I figured it'd be better to make him a little bit more shiny, so it's a little easier to at least make out like the outline of his figure in the window. But I don't want to say exactly what it is, what that character is.
Sure.
But I will say he's it has like a hyperfixation on whoever it's going after. I will say that, hence the name of the game. But that's all I'm gonna say is that it's very hyperfixated on whoever it's targeting.
It kind of gives you that.
And it will not take no for it. No, that's crazy. Okay, but it's a very, very like it won't take no for an answer. Like it's gonna keep going. That's all I'm gonna say though.
It gives me that when it comes to that what's that game with the pages. Oh my god. Slender. It gives me that vibes, but also gives me a movie that called It Follows. I don't know if you ever seen it. Where it gives it's called It Follows. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it because that's the first thing that my mind came to when you said this being is gonna hunt you down no matter where you are or what you're doing. It will not stop. One of my favorite. Even now, I talk about
It Files.
Huh? Say again.
The It's Files.
No, it follows. It like IT.
Oh, It Follows.
Yeah, It Follows.
Oh, I've heard of that movie. Yeah. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. People keep comparing it to that. I haven't seen it, but I probably should watch it tonight.
Well, I might watch it tonight. Say if you watch it tonight, definitely let me know, and you're gonna be like, yeah, that concept's exactly what it impairs. So I want to ask if you could add, like I know you said that you're just working out bugs and everything like that. If you could add one dream feature to your game with like unlimited resources, what would it be?
Well, there's a lot, but I guess I would say expanding the. I would say more of it. Just like make more of it. Like whether that be more maps, more story. Honestly, actually, spin-offs. I love spin-off games.
Okay.
I would love to do like an Obsessive Shadow spin-off of some kind, whether it's a VR game by another developer or just some. I mean, like that'd be so fun. That or honestly, just like investing in just expanding the world of the game, which I'm not entirely closed off on anyway. But I would be able to do it much faster and much better with more resources.
Are you gonna?
But I want to expand it so much bigger. I want to do more with it.
Are you gonna make updates to this once after it's fully released? Like,
am I like what?
Are you gonna like make updates or add more to it once the game is fully released, or you're kind of with?
Oh yeah, I'll be supporting it for a while. Okay. I'll be supporting it for a while post launch. Once it's out, it's not done. Like, once it's out, it's more just introduced. It's more just saying, hey, this game is out there now, but expect more from it. There's more in the works, but also more support that'll be along, not just bug fixes, but we got some other stuff planned, at least like for when the game is done. So it won't be over when it's done. There's more to come.
Hey, that's what's up. I mean, hey, feel free to take this idea. BDSM club level.
That's scary.
I'm saying.
That's terrifying. That's horrifying.
He's already kind of shiny. You know what I mean? Almost like he's wearing a little gimp suit. I'm just saying, you wake up in a BDSM club.
Nah, that's terrifying.
There's very little windows in there, anyways, and you just pop up to the window. It's like, oh, what is that? You know what I'm saying? I know what things in my dreams, my nightmares are made of. All right.
We'll get
And
We'll
here,
get someone with more free time to do something like that.
and here I am. When I was gonna just be like, listen, if you make updates and you want to throw a little note for like and put us and just be like, yo, I was on this podcast, I wouldn't be mad about it, but this dude went completely
I'll put
left.
you all on the special things. I'll tell you what, I'll put you all on the special
I'll
thanks to the
take it.
credits.
I'll take it.
I got you guys.
Now, so this is another one of my favorite questions is say that I ran into you in the middle, like just down the street, and I was like, I just happened to know you work on games and gaming development and stuff like that, and I asked you like, as an upcoming person who is interested in getting into the field, like what is the best advice you can give me for somebody who's starting off?
Start small and work your way up. I'm by no means an expert, but I know one thing is that whenever I would make a game, I would always try to do these big scale things. Even from my first game, I was like, I want to make this game and put it out on Steam. And it's a scratch game. I was like, I would say focus more time on learning how to prototype and build things that function, even small things like start with how to make a player move and jump. And then, like for example, and then work your way up to how to make them look around, how to do that. And then you can even learn how to add sprinting, crouching, and then if you want to learn how to do jump scares, you learn that. But I would really just say just take it one step at a time. I am terrible at this myself, but I take things in large chunks, but don't do that. I'm not good at that either. I'm trying to cut that habit. I'm trying to practice what I preach, but take things one step at a time and just do things iteratively, and instead of like thinking I'm gonna make this game that's gonna be this big and it's gonna do all this, be like I'm gonna make this little game and then I'm gonna do this with it next, and then I do that. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this with it next, and I go from there and there and there. And that's what I did with Obsessive Shadow. And the other thing is, make sure you're not the only one who likes likes it when it's finished. Make sure when you finish it, get at least a few weeks of other people that are completely unbiased and don't know you super well to play it. Okay. And when they are satisfied with it the way you are, then it's ready. I learned this because of my first game on Steam, which was Team Jumpers. It tanked. I thought it was ready because I was happy with it, but it got review bombed. People were making fun of it, making bad videos bashing it. It was awful. So I was like, I never again will I ever put out a half-baked product. Like, I'm going to do everything I can to ensure that I am happy with this, but also people are happy with this, because I'm not doing that again. So I'm not an expert, but that's just my advice. So based on me like 10 years ago.
I think that's a great perspective too, just because like how you said, like, we are our, like, we could be our worst critic, but we could also be like, yeah, this game is the shit, and like you don't want to change the game too much where it's not your product anymore, but you want to find that happy medium where you like it and you're happy with it, but also people like it and they're happy with it. So like it's that, but I feel like that's the hardest part in gaming development, because like you like I said, you want the product to be your vision, but you also want other people to like your vision, and it's hard because everybody has their own perspective of different the same thing they're doing and playing the game. So
I mean, it's one thing to make games for you, but if you're gonna put it out, you might as well make it appealing to people if you want people to buy it and like it.
For sure. Well, listen, Pablo, I just want to say thank you so much for being a guest on Whispers of Horror. I'm actually we have like 1 or 2 more minutes. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers or who are here on this live stream podcast, or who are going to be listening to this on the video?
2 things. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
2 things. So 1, thank you, and join our Discord server. I will paste the link to that in the chat. 2, there's one video I would like to screen share, or I sent it to you in the chat. It's right above the Carl picture. Do you want to just show that on stream before we go to close us out? I think I would recommend screen sharing it and then playing it on stream to close us out. I think you will really like it.
All right, give me 1.
It's copyrighted though, so just be prepared.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get it up right now. I'm having a weird day because now my mouse died. And I swear to God, I charged everything.
Just nothing, homie.
Vaughn, you've known me for a while. Like,
I know. That's what I said. Just everything.
Alright, so I'm gonna download it and then
just
I'm gonna
saying,
play
dang.
it. Today is
I will
not-
say this is something. This is a new reveal for the Obsessive Shadow that I'm doing exclusively on your podcast. So
All right, perfect.
Okay, fire.
Let me get it up as we speak.
it
I'm not
has
gonna lie.
it
I'm
has,
gonna
it has
buy
the
your
old
numbers.
it has an old character, the old version of the Shadow's character design, but you'll see what I'm talking about.
Wait,
Okay.
It's
yeah.
it's older footage, but I think you're really gonna like it.
All right, cool. All right. I'm gonna pop it up in 3 seconds.
Make sure you're screen sharing though as well.
Okay. Yes. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's this,
Okay.
right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put this out, and this is how we're gonna close out the show. Let's do it. What happened? Okay. Oh wait! I gotta make sure I can't. Yeah, I forgot about the music.
Oh, that's no footage. It's just an image. It's just an image. It's just the audio.
Okay, I'm gonna just have it very
You just
low.
play a few seconds of it.
Yeah, and then we're gonna
Yeah,
talk,
that's
we're
fine.
gonna talk
I'll-
over the audio. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to
Yeah.
copyright you.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fun. I thought you'd like that.
No, I think this is cool.
This is
Yeah, so I'm just so
Hey,
wait till it
I'm
drops.
very looking forward to this game. I think this game is
Yeah.
gonna definitely unique.
Wait,
in
here
just
it
so
comes,
many aspects.
it goes so hard. I had so much. Okay, you don't have to play it.
Alright,
That pass. I
cool,
want you to
cool.
get copyrighted, but
No.
I had fun with that. Wasn't there's. I mean, okay, that's not the reveal. I just wanted to mess with you. The reveal is that
looking-
not a video. It's a picture,
Okay.
but the game is getting a short film adaptation that me and some people are working on.
Okay.
I'll show you the teaser image for it, and then I'll let you guys finish up because I'm already kind of going over, I'm sure. But there's the teaser image for the teaser image, or sorry, for the short film.
All right. Let me see.
It's in early development. We're still writing the script right now, and we have the action outline. But other than that, there is not much to say. But that's a little teaser of what the set's gonna look like.
Okay.
That's cool.
I hope chat likes that.
Hey, we seen it first, ladies and
Hey.
gentlemen. Another exclusive.
We did.
Hey, I think this is gonna be sick. That's cool. That's really
I'm
cool.
excited.
Alright,
So
That's
yeah.
gonna be fun.
So I just again thank you
I'm gonna
so
have a
much.
great time watching Suave do this because I don't play horror.
Any videos you make on it, let me know. I'm always happy to watch them.
100%. Well, you're gonna be the first one to know when I go live playing it for sure. And
Awesome.
I'm gonna try to stall as long as possible to not play the game because like I don't do well in VR when it comes to horror. I really don't. But honestly, I'm very looking forward to this. I'm gonna just suck it up and just get it done. So yeah, I just want to say, Pablo,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Vaughn, thank you so much for being a co-host and just being here. And Paul and everybody, please look at the descriptions of all the links for the game, The Obsessive Shadow. It's coming out in the next couple of months, and hopefully, we'll put a little asterisk right there. Yeah, all the games links will be in the description of all the videos. Go support the game, go wishlist it, and then when it fully drops, go buy the game. If you have a VR system, I'm telling you, I had a lot of fun for just playing the demo, so I really know I'm gonna enjoy this when the game drops. And
Thank you.
This is the end of episode 40 of Whispers of Horror. Until we're back with episode 41, I just want to say thank you guys and have a horrible night.